patch notes have literally just come out, and as you can clearly already tell, this is what Global is getting. A 4-man banner. I guess it's half man, half woman, because we're actually getting Halloween and, you know, Halloween, SHIN, and I was gonna say Halloween and ROXY. Halloween, SHIN, and ROXY with the Jericho they announced. So if you don't know, last week, what is it, after the outrage on the dev notes, they announced that they were gonna release, where was it? Jericho on a staff banner. In addition, King would be given to every night as part of the event, right? Well, surely enough, what they actually did was sweep under the rug that, oh, it's Jericho, also SHIN and ROXY, with the Fat King. They were like, oh yeah, this is a new Jericho coming out, no big deal. And then just put ROXY and shit in there. ROXY is a fantastic unit, and this is such bait, because the one is literally coming out like in 2 weeks. They gave us a date for the one, 15th of February. And ROXY is one of the most fun units in the game. She is actually, I'll pull up what she does real quick. She's actually one of the most fun units in the game, and it's kind of sad that they're releasing her right now, because a lot of people are going to miss out on her. I guess next Halloween you can try to pull her, but real quick before we go over her, yeah, the 4 units are coming out on the same banner. We're putting Old Fat King as a feature as well. Would you look at that? So yeah, it's Red Jericho, Old Fat King, Green ROXY, and Gamer SHIN. S10 127 dev notes. We include unreleased hero in the new banners. Okay, so what they're gonna do from now on is instead of releasing one banner every week, they're going to make big banners every 2 weeks, which is actually way better. It's way better. The only issue is that we already know the ones coming out. And if you are either free-to-play or someone that spends not so much money, you are in a situation where, do you really want to summon for ROXY, even though she's a fantastic unit? Because the one, literally, and I'll tell you right now, the best unit in the game outside of Green Gopher. Oh, to top it off, we also include Halloween Gopher. Oh my god, what, of course they did. They really want you to summon. If you don't have Green Gopher, they really trying to get your gems. Wow, that's so scummy. Right before... They brought back Green Gopher twice on Global, right? Have they brought back Green Gopher in a banner on GP? Yet? I don't think so. I think Green Gopher has been in 3... I don't recall. They might have, and I don't recall. Let me know if they have. But I don't remember if they brought back Green Gopher in an actual banner. We just got on a paid only ticket. You had a 1 in 3 chance of getting Gopher. I'm not considering that. That's like that. Only like people that were desperate bought that. I know. I think Speed bought it, and he got a DN, but he actually won the DN. But you know. In an actual banner, they brought back Gopher twice on Global at this point. They really are milking him, which makes sense. It's the best thing in the game. Like, I was gonna say, the one after Gopher is the best thing in the game. But the thing is that Gopher is interchangeable. You can use Red Gopher. If you don't have Green Gopher, you can use Red Gopher. That's crazy, man. And also, again, didn't they release or try to bring back Gopher as a bait right before a big banner on Global as well? Last time? I remember so. I could be incorrect. Oh man. This banner is actually crazy. I don't know if I recommend though. Just because, so, it will require a step-up draw. It's a step-up draw, and you get guaranteed Jericho in the 10th. You get guaranteed ROXY in the 10th as well. You accumulate 100 loyalty points, and every multi gives you 10. So, you get, on the 10th step pretty much, you'll also get the ROXY. You get SHIN at 200, so you have to go for 20 multis to get SHIN. Unless they do loyalty with 30 on this, but they shouldn't. Loyalty's up. In these types of banners, the step up like that, let me actually pull up Jericho's banner just for reference. In the type of banner that I'm thinking, they do 10 loyalty per multi. Let me just put their song here. They usually do. Let me find the video first. Yeah, like this. So they do like 50, 80, 110, 140. This is the type of format, right? Step 10, you get the guaranteed ROXY. Oh, or I'm sorry, Jericho. And then for each multi, you get 10 royalty. We do after a multi here. Crit? After this is actually before multi, you get 10 royalty or loyalty, whatever. So yeah, big bait. Bring fancy gold coins to the giant. Wow, you get what a slap on the face. They're releasing 4 new units, right? Out of the 4, I think Red Jericho is unironically a very good unit. I've seen evidence to say that she isn't the meta unit, but she's a very good side counter meta. So she's a good unit. And so is ROXY and SHIN. They're very good units, actually. All 3 of these are very good units. ROXY honestly being like one of my favorite units in the game, and they're giving Red Fat King because of course. Alright. Discount costume bundle upgrade. Pog. They're buffing the Jericho. Jericho actually gets a significant buff. Increased pierce rate, increased crit chance. Resistance, she had 0. And now has 40. Crit resistance and crit defense. She had 0 resistance. Now has 40. It's a big buff. And her stats were buffed enough that she actually has very high CC now. I believe a Jericho with HP defense, like fully like optimized, has like 55-ish KCC or a little below 55k, which is actually very good. But, like that's the 1 Escanor level CC. That's actually very good. Oh man. I don't know what you think, man. Like, I don't recommend people summoning just because the 1 is literally coming out in 2 weeks, and he is, like, the strongest in the game. I wouldn't say the best, because the best is, of course, Green Gopher, but he is the most overused unit in the game that is in every PvP team, and he's not dethroned by Assault Melee. Assault Melee is gonna come out, and guess what? The 1 stomps Assault Melee. So Assault Melee has no chance against the 1. Which is what I believe to be the reason why they wanted to release Assault Melee first. So, sorry, it took me a while to go back to what ROXY does, but yeah, ROXY, she increases attack related stats of herself by 15% for each ally of the same race. So for each, human ally, you get 15% attack related stats. Cancel stances, not that important, but just a single target that hits pretty hard, and the charge AoE hits so hard. If you go any videos of me or any one of my YouTuber friends using ROXY, it just does so much damage, and it's just so fun. It's like a fun unit. And I love using her on like Tower of Trials and stuff like that. She's like a very fun unit. And then SHIN, we should pull up SHIN as well. We should pull up all the units, right? SHIN, he guarantees crit if the enemy has a debuff, which is like on concept is one of the best passives in the game. Just especially if you have a team that, guarantees you crit so much. Right now, he's not very viable in PvP on JP because of the 1. And again, the 1's coming out in 2 weeks on Global. The 1, any red unit gets absolutely annihilated, with maybe the exception of like Red Gopher because of his high crit resistance. But even still, you're kind of playing with fire there, using a red unit just in general. Which is, again, a big reason why Green Gopher is so much better than Red Gopher, just because he has type advantage over Escanor. But yeah, Spike, double crit damage, and you're always going to be critting. And then he disables rank 1, skills over rank 1 on the enemy's AoE, which is very good. Is the skill that Red Glocks has. It's a very good skill. And again, he's a really good unit, but I don't know if I can recommend. And his ult, man, if they all debuffed, he guarantees crit on his AoE ultimate. They ignores resistance. It's so good. Can't recommend it though. Can't recommend it just because the 1's coming out. The 1's coming out. One good thing is that they are definitely releasing all these units that, are tightening the gap between Global and GP. Issue is that, as me and Kabuki discussed on his video, if you guys didn't see that, I posted on my community tab. Or no, I didn't, because he asked me not to. He asked me to tab his other video, but instead. But they are releasing all these banners with all these characters, but they're not releasing real content, real playable content. You know what I mean about real playable content? Let me show you something real quick. Super Boss Bond. 6 months that he came out on JP. 6 months. On the 16th of July. About to, like, when the one releases, this will be 7 months. 7 months since this came out on JP. And they say they're trying to shorten the gap between Global and JP, but they don't release real content. Anyways, Jericho, it's just pretty good. When heroes' skill and critical hit occurs, they increase the difference with the stats of the enemy that took the critical damage by 40%. Essentially, if she crits, she lowers the defense with the stats of the enemy by 40%. This skill is good, but honestly, it's very impractical. Because she has a freeze card. Like one of the biggest things is that she has a freeze card, which is a really good freeze card. It's a damaging freeze card. It freezes 1 turn when the freeze is removed by using skills, ultimate move, or after a turn and a half passed. So if it just goes by without cleansing, I guess, inflicts damage equals 20% remaining HP. And then if it's level 3, 40. It freezes for 2 turns. And then she has detonate for each orb, do more damage, which in an ultra rush type meta, that's actually very good. And again, she's a very solid unit. That absolutely stomps Assault Melee. Like, Assault Melee, if you can just freeze draw, and then freeze melee or stun melee with Goddess Liz or something, and just, you can absolutely stomp melee. Against Ascanor, you're kind of screwed, because Ascanor just... Ascanor is Ascanor. But, you know. And this is why I say, like, this passive is a little, like, unlucky, because if you freeze the enemy, well, they don't have debuffs. I guess you just have to use, like, this card to debuff, but regardless... It's just a good unit, right? And then they're giving Fat King, which I don't even have to go through, but he's not a very good unit. He's okay. He's been useful once, this Red Fat King. When Super Boss Merlin initially came out on JP, it was before point system was implemented in the game. I think at all. I think the game didn't have point system. Maybe it only had for Guild Boss. Point system was not on Super Boss. That's the main thing. You just had to beat it. And actually, he was very good for beating it, especially if you didn't have Ascanor. But... the Red Ascanor. It was before Red Ascanor came out, because Super Boss Merlin came out, and then was a week after, I think, Super Boss Ascanor Red Ascanor came out to beat Merlin. So no, there was a week there where he was good, but as soon as like Ascanor came out, what was the point of using this guy? He was a coin champion and he's so much better. I don't know what you, honestly, I don't know what you think. It's neat that these characters are coming out before Halloween, honestly, and they're just dumping these characters to, you know, fill the checklist, right, of characters that are already coming out and tightening the gap, quote unquote. But again, Super Boss Bond, where is it? Where is Super Boss Bond? July of 2020. I don't know. I want to say real content, because again, they didn't bring content this match. I'm sorry, this patch. There's no content in this patch. Zero. There's zero content in this patch. You can maybe the the king event where you farm king, I guess, but they could have just put Super Boss Bond in this patch. I don't see why they're so hesitant to release this freaking Super Boss. So weird. Yeah, the Camilla event is already, or it's like here, but let's be real. Like the Camilla stage was a very big like thing, a big novelty, like when it first came out, like with Lilia. But these days, like SP Dungeon is so good, you don't need to farm that like 24/7. Maybe they know more. Maybe they know more than me. I don't know. That's it.